Hello everyone, Spencer R here, and this video is not going to be too long, as this time I will be going through Discovery Family's schedule for weekends, Nickelodeon and Nicktoons again, the paid programming thing, and extras for Game Show Network's weekend schedule. So yeah, without any further delays, let's just get this video on the road. So we're going to start out with Discovery Family, because there is an interesting addition to weekend's lineup. So we have The Adventures of Chuck and Friends, My Little Pony, Lucas the Spider, Underdogs United, Bat Wheels, which actually makes a interesting addition to the lineup, as it was from Cartoonito. We Baby Bears, which is also interesting because it was from Cartoon Network. The Smurfs, Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, in which I must say here, I know the Smurfs is currently on Boomerang, but Sylvester and Tweety, it's just a little bizarre, if not very bizarre, to seeing it on Discovery Family, but not Boomerang. According to some Wally fan, he stated that maybe the scheduler doesn't like Sylvester and Tweety. I don't know how, but hey, at least it's somewhere, so I'll take it. Smash. And this is where the addition comes in, so get ready. Coming up next, we get My Gym Partner's a Monkey. And yes, I know this is on Discovery Family. This is not on Cartoon Network, but still, we get an addition like this. And we haven't seen this on like regular channels since 2013. Like, to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure it was on Cartoon Planet. Because I remember seeing it on there. That was, like, yeah, it hasn't aired on TV in 12 years. So this is insane. This, my friends, is a very insane and interesting addition. Like, out of all the forgotten Cartoon Network shows we'd have, they choose this show to come back. That is just critically insane, my friends. Like, wow. They could have given it a whole hour. They could have replaced Smash, but maybe they want variety? Okay, I guess so. And then after this, we get Steven Universe, and we get the whole Discovery stuff. And in which I must say something here for Sundays. I know this is an extremely unpopular opinion, but I think Say Uncle is the one of the best, if not the best, Steven Universe episodes. Because to me, I'm not a fan of Steven Universe. And of course, you guys are like, well, if you're not a fan of it, then why even watch it? I just wanted to give it a chance. And besides, this episode features Uncle Grandpa, in which I'm actually cool with him. He's way better than Steven, in my opinion. But yeah. And I know this episode is non-canon, but I still think it's the best one. And it's a crossover episode, so yeah, you gotta give that credit. I still can't get over the My Gym Partner's a Monkey edition, though. Like, wow. That is just surprising. I bet you guys... I already know you guys are thinking my birds are hyped up, too, because when I was yelling, they were just squawking. As I've stated multiple times, I can't do anything about it, so... yeah, just cut me some slack. Okay, so now let's jump on over to the Nickelodeon channels, because there are some changes going on. We're going to start out with Nicktoons. And just for the heck of it, I'll just go ahead and go through the weekend lineup, because there are some changes going on. Wait, oh, that's unconfirmed. Oops. Yeah, so we get TMNT, Sonic Prime. Wasn't the Boss Baby Back in Business supposed to be on there? Let's check the next weekend lineup. If all this could just load up. Okay, yeah, so we get TMNT, Zokia Planet Ruby. They really should put this show on Saturdays too, and just give it an hour, like half an hour on just one day in a week. I find that kind of unfair. Like, as I've stated multiple times on my channel, I don't really like it when shows only air like once or twice per week. This is happening the exact same with Switch and Split Second on Game Show Network. It's just unfair to me. Then we get Sonic Prime, Boss Baby, SpongeBob, and then The Loud House, in which I must talk about this. I just recently found this out, but it looks like The Loud House returns to Fridays, and then of course it's on weekends. I say returns to Fridays because apparently they have replaced The Loud House with more SpongeBob. Oh my god, just what we frickin' need. Yeah, in case you didn't tell, I was being sarcastic because it's like, Nick, why? Just why? You don't need to have SpongeBob SquarePants take over your channel. Like, I get it. You like the show, it's popular, but come on! In which, yeah, I know The Loud House gets a random hour on Thursdays. That's cool. But it's like, Nick, you have other shows in your library. Please start using them. And then it gets a random hour on this Friday, or technically it's next Friday. And then it, yeah, continues. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. Now, according to Quaimation, he said this whole thing was temporary. I honestly hope it's temporary because I'm just getting real sick of this. Nick really needs to quit. But I'm not going to complain too much because I know you guys are getting really annoyed at me talking about Nickelodeon over and over and over. But I'm sorry, guys. Nick just sucks now. What do you expect? Not much, I guess. Anyways, I want to show you guys Nickelodeon now because they made an interesting change according to Nick at Night. So, yeah, as you can see here, Nick at Night takes the 7 o'clock hour. And their weekday and weekend lineup for Nick at Night is, let's see, Friends, The Big Bang Theory, More Friends, only for an hour here, that's interesting, Modern Family, and The Neighborhood. Oh, but SpongeBob actually... Oh, wait, they do that every Saturday. Whoops. And yeah, we get all this. I believe that was the weekend lineup? Huh, that actually was the... No, that was weekdays. What about the weekend lineup? So we get Friends, Big Bang Theory, Modern Family, and The Neighborhood. So, I honestly know why they did this, because obviously Cartoon Network, Adult Swim lasts for 13 hours. So they probably want to compete with Cartoon Network and have Nick at Night take over half a day. In which I was actually wondering about that, because since prior to this, Nickelodeon had about, 15, 16 hours, including the Nick Jr. block, in which some people are saying that, oh, Nickelodeon only has 5 hours. Well, technically, the preschool shows like Paw Patrol and Rubble and Crew are under the Nickelodeon branding, so technically they still have those hours. But from what people are saying, they should really be under the Nick Jr. branding. It's like what Party TV mentioned. They should just bring back Nick Jr. on Nick, but they just stopped 7 years ago for no apparent reason. It's like, bring that back. It's like, do you want kids to be confused with Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. or something? Like, I get it, the shows you air are owned by Nick, but pretty much all those shows are on Nick Jr. as well, so you might as well bring back Nick Jr. on Nick. But anyways, my own thoughts on Nick at Night taking over another hour of Nick. I'm not too surprised by this, and it was expected. It's like, come on, if Cartoon Network has 11 hours and Adult Swim has 13 hours, then yes, you have to for sure compete with that and make Adult Swim, Nick at Night take over 12 hours. Nickelodeon have 12 hours. At this rate, Cartoon Network and Adult Swim might as well be even as well. Like I mentioned before with them being like Noggin. Just have Cartoon Network be from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Adult Swim be from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Like, come on, Cartoon Network. It's not it's not that hard. You could make it even. In which and that's the same thing, and that's the thing too. I don't know why Nick at Night needed to be 12 hours, because there's only 4 shows on here. Friends, The Big Bang Theory, Modern Family, and The Neighborhood. In which I would honestly be fine with this if all shows had 3 hours, but they don't. I guess weekends they do, but weekdays, not even. So let's count up the times they have. Friends has 3, 4, like 5.5 hours. Unless they take another half hour from the Big Bang Theory. No? Yeah, so they have like 5 hours. The Big Bang Theory has 2.5 hours. Modern Family has 2 hours. And The Neighborhood has an hour, or it has 2 hours. And then technically we get SpongeBob here. So technically it's 5 shows. In which that's still kind of bad. I don't understand why they need to have the need to make Friends get an extra hour. Like, why can't they put in like more Neighborhood, or I don't know, just throw in something else you have in your library. I still find it very disappointing how they got rid of shows like George Lopez, The Brady Bunch, 2.5 Men, and all that. Like, I know people are questioning me. Oh, wait, 2.5 Men was on Nick at Night? Yeah, because even though I wasn't a fan of the show around that time, I did distinctly remember seeing 2.5 Men on Nick at Night. And that was cool. They got to bring that back. Because in my opinion, 2.5 Men is way better than Friends. And heck, even The Big Bang Theory. Like, I know a lot of you think The Big Bang Theory is better than 2.5 Men. And that's fine. I can handle your opinion. But in my opinion, I think 2.5 Men is a lot better. Like, it's a lot funnier. Charlie Sheen is a frickin' riot. I mean, he's better than the guy that plays Sheldon, who was actually on an episode of iCarly. Fun fact. But, yeah, bottom line, I guess, yeah, you can still have these 4 shows, including SpongeBob, but just make it even. Or better yet, just repurchase the rights for those other shows you lost the rights to and put them on here. How about buy the rights for Two Broke Girls? Like, that show's forgotten now, and that just sucks. Two Broke Girls is a good show. You gotta bring that back, man. I don't like how it's becoming lost media. It needs to air on TV again. Like, TBS lost the rights to it, and I was very disappointed. So, Nick, this is a show you need to actually air, and then you can like replace 2 hours of Friends with it. That would be better. But yeah, despite Adult Swim being the same thing with, or it's actually the other way around. Despite Nick at Night being the same thing with Adult Swim, at least Adult Swim has a little more variety, even though it's 13 hours. But yeah, they both suck as a whole because it's not much variety. And I get it. I get why they want to have a longer adult block, because adults are watching. It makes sense. But how about just include some more shows? And that's the thing with, like, what Do Not says. It's like, what's the point of Nick at Night if you're just going to show reruns of shows that are on other channels? Yeah, I guess he has a point, but I don't think Nick is going to ever be 24/7, much like with Cartoon Network. So, yeah. Bottom line, I'm not too surprised by this, but it was kind of expected to me. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about the paid programming thing, because as I heard from JuniorTuber97, and as I have been looking up on Twitter as usual, I have been hearing that channels like Comedy Central, TV Land, and Paramount Network are all under this whole paid programming thing. Oh my god. Come on, TV. I'm literally pressing the button. So I'm going to go under a random day here. So let's see. Might as well do tonight. So here's how this is going to go. I'm going to show you the hours that they did have paid programming on. And yeah, just the usual, I guess. So let's see. Starting off with Comedy Central, which is from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. So they replaced those times with South Park and the Cleveland Show. Well, I think it's technically just the Cleveland Show, but hey, that's cool. I mean, the Cleveland Show isn't really found anywhere else, so that's nice. More South Park, though, is a bit ridiculous. Now, for Paramount Network. Paramount Network is somewhere around the early mornings. It's like around here, in which they replaced it with Bar Rescue, in which half-hour episodes, that's a little bizarre, but yeah. They've replaced it with Bar Rescue, in which, why can't they replace it with 2.5 Men? Like, that show's way better than Bar Rescue, in my opinion. And now, TV Land, which is a channel I actually don't show off so much. So I believe it's just the 1 hour. It's basically the same old stuff. So now, what are my thoughts on this? I find it pretty interesting. Like, the fact that they're actually taking out paid programming and making these channels 24/7 now, despite the fact that they don't have much variety, that's interesting to know. Very interesting. I just wish other channels like Game Show Network would do the same. Like, I can't believe even after all these years, Game Show Network is still not 24/7. Like, I know they do replace at least 1 or 2 hours with other shows. Like, at one point, they replaced the 4 o'clock hour with Funny You Should Ask. And then now currently they're showing, and they took out 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. with an hour of Match Game with Gene Rayburn, and then an hour of the older chain reaction with Dylan Lane. But it's like, these 2 hours, they still have paid programming hours. But it's even more it makes it even more bizarre because on weekends they use up an extra 4 hours of paid programming. Like, since they've been showing lots of Family Feud on weekends, why can't they do this exact same thing here? Like, they could replace 2 of these hours and put in some forgotten originals. Like, maybe at 4 a.m. put in an hour of Idiot Test, and then 5 a.m. put in an hour of, like, Baggage or something like that. Or just have a mini 2-hour block here. You can have Idiot Test, Baggage, Divided, Winsanity. Like, I just can't believe that even nowadays, even to this day, these originals are just considered forgotten. And I get it. They wouldn't do as good as other originals like America Says, People Puzzler, Switch, Split Second, Beat the Bridge, Masterminds, Tic-Tac-Doe, Bingo Blitz, etc. But come on, it wouldn't hurt to just air them at least. Just put it on weekends. Like, that would be miles better than this frickin' godforsaken Family Feud marathon. Like, come on, Game Show Network. And I get it. You do have variety, and I'll give you that, but come on. This whole Family Feud spam is getting way too old. And I get it. Family Feud is popular, but come on. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and show you the weekend lineup, and then I'll be pointing out some more things, especially some reasons to why I think they changed the weekend lineup, as well as, like, I guess some additional thoughts. So we get the same old stuff here, but around the 1 o'clock hour is weird, because, yeah, they actually replace an hour of America Says on Saturdays, but on Sundays, it gets an extra hour. And the reason for that is because they moved up Family Feud to make room for this new show called Family Feud Favorites, in which I don't know what this is really. I'm thinking it's like one of those clip show type things where Steve Harvey hosts it hosts it, and then we get to see those other hosts like Richard Dawson and all of them. I'm not exactly too sure what this is, but if they're if they're gonna show some clips from Richard Dawson's version, then sure, I'm all in. And that's a thing too. If you want to air some more Family Feud, if you want to have all this Family Feud, I guess it's cool, but at least throw in some classic episodes with Richard Dawson. Like, yes, sure, it's still Family Feud, but it's a little break from Steve Harvey. And just the fact that he actually knows about and he knows who Richard Dawson is, that's kind of cool, not gonna lie. Okay, now I'm gonna explain pretty much the reasons why I think they changed the weekend lineup. So, as we already know, around 10 o'clock, they did show Common Knowledge for a while, but then they replaced it with Cash Cab, in which I thought it was an okay change. It makes sense because it was an older original. I got it. I get it. Let's see. They done some stuff in this area. So they replaced Match Game with Alec Baldwin, in which I do think was kind of fine as well. Even though I sort of liked that version, many people didn't. So it's like they listened to the criticisms and they took it off in exchange for an extra episode of The Chase, in which I guess it's all right. I mean, 2 hours of the show is a little too much, but it's only on weekends, so it's understandable. I will definitely let them slide with this. They've replaced the $100,000 Pyramid. They took that show off in replacement for The Wall. Yeah, the show's on weekdays, so I understand, actually. The replacement they've made with those shows, they're actually good because at least they didn't put in an extra 3 hours of Family Feud. Sure, they put in an hour of Family Feud favorites, in which, yeah, obviously that's still Family Feud related, but it's still okay. I mean, at least they were able to find some extra shows to put in aside from Family Feud, even though The Wall kind of is a unusual one because I don't think the show has that many episodes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been looking up online and it said it had about 20. I honestly don't know how many episodes it has. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments. And then, of course, they replaced the newer Deal or No Deal, or if you want to be more specific, Season 5 of the original Deal or No Deal. And the change they made of that sucked. And if you want to, of course, Family Feud favorites counts as something Family Feud related, they have a whopping, and you're going to be surprised by this too, 9 hours. 9! And this is only on Saturdays we're talking about. Sunday still has 8. It's like, my God, that's way too much. That's way too much Family Feud. In which I really shouldn't be so surprised by it because it is a popular game show, but still, that is too much. Game Show Network, please just tone it down. At this point, later on, maybe like in the next few years, it's gonna be a whole 19 hours of Family Feud on weekends. I really hope not. That would just suck. Now, if you actually want a reason why they took out the Season 5 episodes of Deal or No Deal, I guess, and this is actually a good reason too, because I forgot to mention this in the last one too, but they actually put that on weekdays alongside the original older episodes, in which that actually makes sense, because technically if it's a part of the original series, you would technically get it every day. So the older episodes on weekdays and then the Season 5 episodes on weekends. In a way, that actually does make a lot of sense. And fun fact, I literally found this out right after I filmed the other video. Not even Cody Merriman knew about this, so I literally had to be the first one to say it. But yeah, it looks like they're rotating the older episodes and then the Season 5 later episodes on weekdays, in which that's actually a good change. I am not going to lie. it is kind of bizarre showing that on weekdays because they were on weekends before, but yeah, I still think that's interesting. That is intriguing for sure. So yeah. That is technically it for this video. So thank you guys for watching. And I didn't expect this to be 25.5 minutes, but yeah. You don't really expect too much, I guess. Anyways, yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe for more content. Alright guys, have a good day. See you later. Goodbye.